So I am currently covering a number of vintage tap handles. I had already covered a few other sports tap handles, but I did want to cover the Bud Light tap handle. This is a Bud Light volleyball tap handle. There's some things that are similar to other tap handles, but it's also just super interesting because a lot of times people will be used to kind of the other sports ones, so the golf ones, the basketball ones, and things like that. And you might not necessarily think about volleyball as one that they would do a special tap handle, but they did. This is a vintage tap handle. This would most likely be around the same period of the other ones. Some of the other ones were in the 90s to the 2000s. There's some earlier ones from before that, so I don't know exactly when they did the Bud Light one, but at least the design elements and stuff like that are things that you'd be used to in either the 80s or 90s with the kind of the color here. So that yellow and pink, that's something that would have been pretty common around that period of time. This is a lucite or acrylic tap handle. You'll notice this one is in pretty good shape overall. If you look at it from the side, you'll see this common element here. So this is actually a flat element that has the printed item on it, as you can see there. But it's kind of cool that the way it's done with that curvature there, because that works pretty well, doing that curved element with that flat portion there. On the back here, that is going to be flat. That is common for this style of tap handle. And then it does have that little volleyball area, little item that's in there as well. Once again, it's a kind of floating item there. And then down here, you've got the colored lucite portion there. Sometimes you'll see that this looks a little bit more like it's a section inside. Other times it'll look a little bit more to the outside. And then I do like to always call this out. You'll notice that for this particular one, this one does kind of have that brass insert there. So it has the proper threading. You want to check for that if you're picking this one of these tap handles up. But just for people that are fans of volleyball and stuff like that, it's a pretty cool tap handle. Also, just like I love the ones like this that kind of are fairly iconic and give you an idea of the time. So it's kind of like you see this design, you see this imagery, and it really does seem to be like in place for that. So, good solid tap handle. This is the type of thing that you may come across if you're getting things from a collector that has a batch of items. Sometimes they'll have a few of the sports ones mixed in. It's not the hardest tap to find, but I feel like it doesn't come up quite as much as some of the like basketball or baseball or football ones. So there you have Bud Light, and this is cold serve is what they have down for the tap handle there. So Bud Light cold serve volleyball tap handle.